And it reminded me how selfish most of the world is, and how people are just, there are some people that are just incredibly selfish. And I've learned in life, you cannot ever surround yourself with people like that. You have to be around people that will do anything for you.
Hey, I'm Steven and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. The Nikola saga continues. Quick recap for those of you who want to catch up or haven't been following the story too closely. Last week, Hindenburg Research, a short-selling research firm, so keep that in mind, released a scathing report effectively alleging that Nikola has a history, a track record of deceiving, lying to and misleading investors. And I tell you what, it's not pretty. Nikola has effectively admitted to some of the allegations and refused to even respond to most of them. Not a good look. Since June 30th, I've made over 15 videos regarding Nikola and the absolute enormous number of red flags I've seen everywhere I've looked. Before we get any further, I just want to point something out. I get so many messages, DMs from people. Why don't you talk about this stock? Talk about this. What's the next Tesla? Blah, blah, blah. Now, I just want to put this out here, guys. I started this channel in November 2019. I've talked about two companies in great detail. I've made over 150 videos regarding Tesla. When I began making videos on Tesla, the stock, before the split, was around $335 before the split. That was less than a year ago. Then, June 30th, I began creating content on Nikola because I just couldn't stay quiet when I saw so many red flags. I would rather say nothing unless I have something that I believe is useful to say. This is why I don't discuss 400,000 different companies like many of the other stock investing channels. I'd rather not sound like a moron and talk out of my ass for 90% of the subject and content that I'm putting out there. So therefore, if you're putting two and two together, it makes a lot of sense that if I'm talking about something, I personally feel that there's something there. So with that said, let's look at the latest controversy regarding Nikola Motors and its executive chairman and founder, Trevor Milton. And before we dive in, I want to be super clear, okay? I am just reading things that I've seen on the internet, allegations. Everything we see in this video could be a deep fake, it could be doctored, it could be fake images, okay? None of this is proof of anything, but it exists, so it will be discussed. So let's dive in. But first, hey guys, if you're in the US and you'd like to help out the channel and get a free stock, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account and fund it with $100, you'll get a free stock valued up to $1,600. And if you're in Australia, the UK or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake, also using the link in the description. Let's get back to it. So here we are on Twitter. Holmar's blog, some of you may know as Omar. One of the few Tesla retail investors who Nikola invited along to check out their headquarters and ask some deep and probing questions a while ago. Now the truth is, I think this is really just a PR move from Nikola to look like they care, to look like they're inviting the skeptics. Hey everyone, nothing to worry about here. Everything's legit, no problem. There's no vaporware here. But the way that this event was structured, it seemed to me like it was basically a walking tour with a few very staged sort of Q&A moments where there wasn't a huge amount of deep probing questioning. However, pretty much the whole event was recorded by these guys, so let's see. What has Omar uploaded here? Oh, and if you haven't seen the tweet on screen, we're going to be listening to Trevor Milton's account of what effectively turned into a sting operation which put one of his friends in prison who later committed suicide. Now, I'm not trying to link these things, I'm not accusing anything, these events occurred, or at least allegedly occurred. So let's hear Trevor's perspective.
I read there was even something where like somebody got arrested, they were trying to do some extortion or something like that.
Yeah, there's actually a good friend of mine a long time ago. He actually went to my wedding. A really good friend of mine for almost, I think it was about probably more than 15 years, 10 to 15 years. Great friend of mine. Went to my wedding.
That's crazy.
Great kid. And then he started getting on drugs, hardcore drugs, and he started doing 10 to 15 times the lethal dose of acid.
Whoa, hold up there, Trevor. Now, as somebody who's personally taken more LSD than most civilizations would have, not joking, I have to jump in here. There is no known lethal dose of acid, or psilocybin, which is in mushrooms, or DMT, which is in ayahuasca. Easy mistake to make. There are lethal doses of all sorts of other things, but the psychedelic class of drugs, you can't overdose on these things, right? You'll just have an extremely intense trip, or your body will go, okay, this is too much to handle. I don't even want to remember this. Now, this is a minor detail, I totally understand, but again, just in terms of being factual and correct, this is a false statement. Just to be super clear, if you have mental health issues, psychological problems, or a history of any of this in your family, you are playing with fire touching these things. So I have no question that if this guy was overdoing it and he had some mental issues, he could have been imagining all sorts of crazy stuff and been an absolute madman. But I just want to be clear. There is no known lethal dose of acid, and Trevor said that he was taking 15 times more than the lethal dose, which doesn't exist. Fancy that, Trevor Milton making a statement that appears to misalign with reality.
And he started telling people that he was Christ and God, and like he started hearing all these voices. And at some point, acid actually makes you think it's real. And there's a tipping point where he burned his brain so bad that he started believing that it was real. And there's a lot of people that knew him that were into drugs, and he started talking about his friend that was that had done well in life and become wealthy. And him and his friends got together and essentially egged him on to essentially, extort me. And they created a bunch of fake profiles of things, and they would use these screenshots of fake profiles to go out there and
Wow.
as if they were real people having conversations. They weren't, and the feds finally got involved because it got so bad. It got to where there was actual threats of our life and different things. And it was really sad because I know him and his family. And
Wow.
and he ended up getting arrested for extortion, and he was demanding $500,000 not to release all these fake conversations that were not real.
Is anyone else getting the, it's not a pusher, it's a real truck. We had to put a rope because we don't want anyone to drive it off stage. It's a real truck, fully functional. Anyone else getting those vibes about the fake conversations, or is it just me? And by the way, guys, stay tuned. It's about to get extremely salacious. Apparently, these conversations have now surfaced from one of this gentleman who has now passed away. One of his friends has apparently released the conversations in question again. Allegedly, they could be doctored, they could be photoshopped, but we're going to have a look through those in just a moment. Stay tuned.
He ended up getting arrested for extortion, and he was demanding $500,000 not to release all these fake conversations that were not real. And it was really tough. And the problem is he made all these, and because of the drugs, he never correlated that he made them. He thought they were real, and he was truly there. So what happened was he came to pick up the money, and I gave him about 20 outs. I was like, are you sure this is what you want to do? Are you sure this is the only thing that will ever make you stop the harassment and the violent threats towards my family and my wife? Are you I 20 times begged and pleaded him, and I had to do that because some of them were the federal officers essentially tweeting him saying, are you positive that money is the only thing that's going to stop you from harassing, threatening my family? And he ended up getting, he got arrested for that extortion, and when he was in there with the psychologist said that he actually believed, there was zero in his mind that the stuff he did was wrong or fake. He thought it was all real. He said he was told by God to sacrifice someone, and I was going to be a sacrifice. And he got out of prison he was going to go there for probably 10 or 20 years, which they think he would have been let out after 1 or 2 years. It would have been enough time for him to detox and possibly help fix the routing of his brain to get off the drugs. With psychological help, he probably could have come back, but they let him out because of COVID, and Instagram deleted his profile because he used it for extortion, and that was the only thing he had in his life was his followers, and he hung himself that night.
Wow.
And I know his family, and it was really tough because multiple people made comments about me being involved with that. It was really hurtful to his family. His family mom would cry over it, and I'm just it was so hard because I tried to help him for months and months. And many of our friends tried to help him, and he just went on. That's what drugs. It's just so sad to see people get these drugs, dude. I don't know what.
Okay, things are about to get interesting. We scroll down. David Bateman. I'm the guy Nikola Trevor referred to in this, alleging I extorted him with Johnny. Pathological. I didn't pick up when analysts called asking how Johnny really died. My close friends are the ones Milton sent those foul texts to. I got him. Nikola Motor. Brace for impact. So these are the alleged texts that this man was allegedly trying to use to extort Trevor Milton for about $500,000. Let's read the tweet. Because my dear friend Johnny isn't here to defend himself, I would have never shared these, but you forced my hand, Nikola Trevor. Stop lying. Own up. Now again, these could be doctored, okay? I'm not making any accusations. This is just something on Twitter. Allegedly, these texts in grey are from Trevor Milton to a unknown woman. We should make a bet. Let's go dancing in Vegas and I'll give you 1,000 if you hook up with someone from the club. Ha ha. She responds, lol, ooh, no way. Guys in Vegas are nasty. Trevor says, we both pick the guy out. Then it's who you want. If you do it, I'll give you 1,000, lol. I'd laugh. I'd totally hook it up too. You pick the guy out and I'll line it up. Why not? Let's make it 2,000. Haha, LMAO. But I pick the guy out. Lol, ooh, no way, bad bet. Pick a new one. When are you coming up again? Trevor responds, I'm actually here today. Then I head back in the morning. That's not a bad bet. Haha, that's funny. Wait, when was the last time you hooked up with a guy? Or are you a V? I think he means virgin there. You meant hooked up or hooked up? Wow. Yeah, haha. Don't lie, Trevor says. Wow, you can't seriously think I would do that with a stranger in Vegas. What a joke. I don't know what kind of girl you think I am, but I'm not like that. Trevor responds, duh, that's why I made the bet. I wouldn't make it with some bad girl. She writes back, K. By the way, Trevor, there's a lot of subtle communication in that K. I think you might have missed this. Like, stop pushing the issue, dude. But anyway, let's continue. That's why it's so random. And 2,000. She says, no amount of money is worth losing your integrity or class. At least not to me. Now, god damn, that is ironic, isn't it, guys? One more time. No amount of money is worth losing your integrity or class. At least not to me, she says. Trevor replies, oh my god, lol, it's Vegas once. Haha. She replies, that's disgusting. Trevor, shush. Have you never had a one night ever? She replies, no. Trevor, don't make me out to be a bad guy, granny ass. She says, like I said, not my style. Sure you can find a chick that would be down. He responds, of course I could. Did you just piece me? These continue. It was a bet for you and I. Thought you'd laugh, not have a heart attack. Are you in Ohio? She asks. Haha, just got back to SLC. I'll make you a deal, lol. 100 if you can pull off a random hookup while you're out there. Haha. If you can pull it off, I'd die laughing. She responds, lol, no way, Jose, not my style. Trevor's really not getting the message. Allegedly, these might be fake messages. Lol, what? Everyone does once. When was the last random you had? Don't lie. She responds, never ever in my life. Oh geez, haha, first time for everything. You can't go get married if you've never had one. I mean, come on babe, lol. This is so bad. Lol, I guess I'll be an exception to the rule. Oh shush, typical Utah girl. I never denied letting my hair down sometimes, but I have a conscience and morals that I hold myself to. Trevor, you gotta get loose once. How about if you pull it off, I fly you to Hawaii out there with us for my birthday. It's all booked up, but I'll fly you in from wherever you are. Same thing as letting your hair down, but a bit more exciting and heart-throbbing, aha. Okay, fine. Someone doesn't have it in them, haha. We'll just leave it at that then. You know I love you, but I would have died laughing. So, look, I'm not really going to add a whole lot further. These could be completely fake conversations. Somebody could have whipped those up in Photoshop in an hour. But if they're legit, Trevor, dude, your text game needs some serious work. And what do you know? I've saved the best for last. This video, which may be a deep fake, I hope it is, otherwise it's a little bit disturbing, of Trevor discussing this Hawaii birthday party, which he apparently in these text messages just previously was offering to fly this woman to if she'd hook up with a random stranger. Let's see what Trevor had to say about this birthday bash in Hawaii.
Hopefully you're okay with I share this, but you're like, dude, I've always wanted to do this giant birthday party. I just sold my company and I want to get like 30 friends together and let's go to Hawaii. Your dad lives out there, has a really nice big house. And Trevor actually did put together this party for his birthday. We went 30 of us out to Hawaii and...
Just pay attention to Trevor's demeanor and body language discussing this birthday party that was real fun.
I mean, it was weird. It was like the beginning we had a little bit of a weird start, but then it was like one of the funnest weeks of my entire life.
Fun.
And that was when I think me and you really, especially me and you, really connected, was in Hawaii.
Yeah.
We just had some very similar situations and stories and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's, the most passionate people in life are the ones that care the most. And so when you care the most, things can hurt you the most as well. That birthday party was one of the funnest things I'd ever done in my life. I was like, I just sold my company. I want to go do something that no one's ever done. I want to feel like it's an amazing party. And coming into the birthday party, going to Hawaii, we had a couple people that ended up not even, didn't even bother showing up on the plane to take off, and they didn't even bother calling to say no.
Look, let's be honest, that really would suck. That would hurt a lot. Imagine that you've organized your big birthday party, you've just sold your company, you invite 30 of your close friends, whatever, and some of them don't show up and don't even tell you they're not coming. That to me suggests that they weren't really friends. Now, whether or not that was a long-term situation or maybe something happened towards the birthday party that they changed their mind, they decided that, you know what, fuck this guy. I thought he was my friend, but fuck this guy. I'm not implying anything here. I'm just saying, like, what would be the reason that people that you thought were among your 30 closest friends would not turn up to your fucking awesome birthday party in Hawaii? That sort of sucks. I mean, that would have really, really hurt. So I can see where Trevor's coming from here. The question is, why did those people not show up? It would really suck. I mean, I really do feel for Trevor. That must have been so painful and hurtful to have people that you thought were among your closest friends to not even turn up on your plane to fly to your amazing party and not even tell you that they weren't showing up. I mean, who does this? Like, my thinking is either they were never a friend in the first place. I don't know why that Trevor would mistake them for friends if that was the case, but maybe they were just using him or something like I don't know, it's weird. Or maybe they're just sick, disgusting people who thought it would be funny to troll this guy pretending to be his friends just so that they could get into his inner circle just to then not turn up to this event, just to be like, ha ha. That's really messed up too. And the third scenario that comes to mind, maybe there's more, is that something happened within this friend circle close enough to the event where suddenly people who previously had planned on and intended on going actually decided, you know what, screw this guy. What do you think in the comments? Like, this is just such a weird thing. Who would do that? I think most people, if we're being honest, most people, even if they hated the guy and got invited, would turn up and go to this like cool, crazy party, right? It's weird.
It was like a really tough beginning to a birthday party, and it reminded me how selfish most of the world is, and how people are just there are some people that are just incredibly selfish. And I've learned in life, you cannot ever surround yourself with people like that. You have to be around people that will do anything for you.
Wow, I think this is the most important clip I've ever come across regarding Trevor Milton, who, again, need I remind you, is the founder and executive chairman of Nikola Motor Corp, sold about $70 million of shares at $10 a share as soon as he had the opportunity as well, and now is embroiled in this controversy as a result of the Hindenburg research report. Again, they are short Nikola stock, so do keep that in mind. And now we've got an incredibly compelling, deep insight into the stories Trevor tells himself about the world. This is a really key insight into his psychology. This is amazing.
And it reminded me how selfish most of the world is.
So let me take off my stock investing hat and put on my armchair psychologist hat for just a moment. We've just heard a key way that Trevor views the world. His worldview is that most of the world, most people, are selfish. Now, how are you going to act if that is your belief? Is it likely that you'll feel that everyone's out to get you? You might be in defense mode all the time and also maybe try and grab when you can. Oh, everyone's out to get, so I need to make sure that I grab my stuff when I can as well. No correlation to cashing out $70 million of stocks from the company, buying a fat house in Utah, apparently a private jet and a private island as well. I mean, allegedly, no correlation to those at all.
And it reminded me how selfish most of the world is, and how people are just, there are some people that are just incredibly selfish.
All right, guys, hold your horses, hold your pushers, hold your, it's a real trucks, hold everything. This is the key. This is the most important clip I've ever seen of Trevor Milton coming up, okay? These few words say so much that I'm not going to need to say anything after playing this clip. Are you ready? Great.
And I've learned in life, you cannot ever surround yourself with people like that. You have to be around people that will do anything for you. You have to be around people that will do anything for you. You have to be around people that will do anything for you. You have to be around people that will do anything for you.
I appreciate the sentiment here. What Trevor's getting at, what he's really driving home, is that you want people that you can trust around you. However, the wording, the terminology there, and now what we're seeing going on with Nikola at this point in time, makes me ask the question, just to think out loud. If Trevor was suggesting in this interview a few years ago how most of the world's out to get you, you know, they're trying to take those kind of things, that kind of a mindset. And then he also goes on to say that you have to surround yourself with people who will do anything for you. Would it not follow that Trevor's probably attempted to create a circle of people around him in his life at present who would do anything for him? This Nikola story just continues to get more intricate and interesting. Now, again, I want to be super clear, okay? These text messages that I've shown, I don't know that they're genuine or legitimate. Somebody literally could have made these in Photoshop in a few minutes, okay? That is a possibility. And what are the odds that some junkie that knows some guy who's financially successful one day and like this guy's got a hopeless life, blah, 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 decides to try and extort money? Totally possible, okay? I wouldn't put it past somebody to do this, but it exists. So I'm discussing it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys, especially regarding the mindset of Trevor Milton. I'm a little bit troubled that that's kind of the worldview that Trevor seemed to have. I totally get it would have hurt a lot to have people not show up your birthday, those kind of things, but the stories people tell themselves, the way they perceive the world, like most people are selfish, those kind of things. These stories we tell ourselves shape the very course of our lives. They change how we show up in the world, how we interact with other people, how we carry ourselves, our values, our actions, behaviors, everything. I think that's a great point to wrap this video up. Guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of all of this? Again, total allegations, could be made up, could be fabricated, so don't jump to conclusions. I'm just covering what I'm seeing pop up on the interwebs and discussing it, thinking out loud, those kind of things. And by the way, if you own Nikola stock, let me know in the comments. I just want to know one thing. Why? Why do you own Nikola stock? I genuinely am curious. Why do you still currently own Nikola stock? I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget your free stocks with WeBull and stake using the links below. Deposit $100 in your WeBull account, you'll get a free stock valued up to $1,600, and stake, spin the roulette wheel, you'll either get Nike, GoPro or Dropbox. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. P.S. If you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.